right, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys. We do conversations about faith, family relationships, and fragrance reviews and reviews of shows that we're watching right now. So this is content that you enjoy or at least interested in. You know what to do by now. Hit that subscribe, hit the like, request notifications, and share. And we'll see you in the comments. Consider becoming a member. She's definitely deep in her thoughts. But y'all know what to do by now, all right? This one is all about the latest episode of the Never Ever Mets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still figuring these folks out. What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, again, one of the things we started doing is our scent of the show. This one is actually a unisex.
Is it?
Yeah. Men or women can wear this. This one is...
Put a little bit on me because I knew when you sprayed it when I came in the room. Okay, just one.
Just one spray.
Just one spray because
don't mash it. No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
I'm not supposed to
mash? You're not supposed to mash it in. You're supposed to let it breathe off of your skin.
I thought they said you tap it.
No, you put it on your pulse points. Let it breathe. Mashing it does something to the alcohol and everything, the oils in there. Yes. So this one is Camera. This one is Latafa Camera. The bottle, first of all, is just amazing. I love the bottle. It's a really amazing bottle. This one is, and if you want something that projects, like people know that you're around, not overbearing, because y'all know y'all got that person in your job who
make you choke.
Not overbearing, but it projects, it stays with you for a long time. That's a good one. And it's a take on Killian's Angel Share, which is a very high-end perfume and cologne. But that one, you can get it in the link down at the bottom in our description there. That and some of the other things. So if you got Mother's Day, which is probably by now, it's a little too late to go get that. If you missed it, you missed it. But Father's Day is coming up. Hook your dad up, hook your husband up, hook your boyfriend up with some great smell goods, as we call them. All right?
If he's a father.
If he's a father. True. If he's a father.
Unless you just love him and you just want to hook him up.
Or if he's becoming a father to your children.
Right.
Okay.
Then hook him up.
Right. All right. So that's
good.
Yeah, but that one's, you like that one.
Because when I came in, I was like, what do you got? What do you got on? And you told me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's not bad as far as price. You can get it for like $40, $50 a bottle maybe.
That's good.
Sometimes even lower than that. So, all right. So let's talk about the Never Ever Mets. Because supposedly they still have never ever met, although they're meeting each other. And all right, so y'all know how we do it. We kind of will go through the couples. Let's do the couple that really was just kind of like background noise for the entire episode, and that's Josh and Shay.
Yeah, they're in love. Hopefully, this
she does find out he has hair in his ears. She's picking at his hair in his ears,
and she's like, "Did you know that?" He's like, "I never had anyone playing in my ears before."
In these 12 years since we've not seen each other, even though I've got 2 kids, in these 12 years.
And as you get older, yes, you start growing hair in places you don't want it to grow.
In different places, yes. Yes. They did steal the room again. They got the boom boom room by themselves as far as we see initially.
Because Aaron keeps saying that he had his share of the room. I'm just saying we ain't seen you, Aaron, in the room.
Yeah, Aaron popped on. If you look at one of our previous videos, Aaron did pop on the comment saying that
Aaron with the glasses.
Aaron with the glasses. Diamonds Aaron.
Diamonds Aaron, yes.
Said that they've been in the room almost as much, if not more, than Josh and Shay. That's not what we're seeing. We can only really go by what we're seeing, but we appreciate Aaron dropping that little bit of information. But it looks like Aaron also did share kind of his feet techniques, because we see Josh really playing with Shay's feet.
Right. So I don't know. They got a feet thing going on there. You know, everybody wants to rub their woman's feet.
There's a podiatry spirit in that room. There's a spirit of podiatry in that room. Everybody just feet.
It's feet. Come on, woman, bring me your feet.
I got that. All right. And then a little later we'll talk, because it's more with them and with Josh and Shay, and then with Diamond and Aaron. They do go a little later. We'll talk about that when we get to that portion. But all in all, they are on track. Nothing seems to be an issue for them.
No,
as far as we can see so far. They're good. Okay. Let's talk Greg and Millie. So Greg and Millie are they do have a conversation.
Yes, about the hot tub.
Yes.
and how she felt like he was a little warm for the hot tub,
Right.
and how she was expressing that she does want it to be organic, and she wants to lead concerning that. And he seems pretty fine by that. You know, he said he does want to take his time as well.
Yes.
But it was getting hot in the hot tub.
Yeah. She says it felt forced, right? And she wanted it to be, like you said, more organic.
Right. It seemed like it was out of timing.
Yeah, it was like,
off.
right. You wasn't reading the room, brother, or reading the pool.
Reading the pool.
But he does say that that the connection is his really favorite form of expression. So if that's the case, bro, where you've been for 3 years, but that's another story.
Hey, obviously they've only dated for 3 months is what was said this episode. I wrote it down.
Okay.
So someone, I don't know, I think he mentioned it. It's like, yeah, we only been dating for 3 months.
So they've been knowing each other,
Correct.
Socializing for 3 years.
Correct.
Okay.
But they've been dating for 3 months.
Okay.
So, you know, obviously you meet people, but you're not connecting.
I get that.
And so in the last 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what they say. All right. So anyway, he does understand her wanting to take it slow. So he gets that. So her sister comes, and we get a little information and a little background as to why. One of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that she may be wanting to take it slow. And she does mention that she was raped.
Yes.
So I can definitely understand
Yeah. That's a lot.
wanting to feel that you can trust someone, because we don't know all the details, right? But
Correct.
that's a violation. So we definitely get that, right?
Yep.
But then I think that there's still something I picked up on. I think there's still some healing that needs to take place, because she did go from that almost into a tearing herself down session. She was like, no one's going to love me. Who could love me? Who could this? Who could that? So she really began to, in my opinion, tear herself down, and almost put it as to why would Greg want to be with her.
I think it's just low self-esteem, and depending on if what occurred with the trauma she faced, was that a long-term relationship?
Yeah.
Was there some other verbal abuse with that? So obviously she hasn't shared any of this with Greg yet, but I think there's more to it. You know, obviously low self-esteem is there, and maybe there's been some verbal abuse.
There could be other things going on too, that we don't know. But the sister's like, I hear what you're saying. Let me go talk to Greg. So all three of them go into the room, and the sister's like, you about to bounce, right? And Millie's like, oh, you want me to leave? She's like, yeah. I said I want to talk to him, not you. I know where you at.
Right. Well, she has a really good conversation, and Greg seems very balanced. He knows what he wants. And it looks like, based off him inviting his mother, that's something he's very serious about.
Right.
So
yeah, because he says he's only introduced his mother to
one other person,
which
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just offer this as a tip.
Okay,
ladies, if he is introducing you to his mother very early, and the mother is not necessarily interested in meeting you, chances are she's been introduced to a lot of women. The reason my mom knew that, first of all, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Happy Mother's Day.
The reason my mom knew that I was serious about Tarsha was because I didn't bring everybody around. Now, my mom knew I dated. She knew, you know, kind of who was in my life at various points in my life. But she was like, oh, this one's serious because he's actually bringing her and wanting to introduce. And so, fellas, the other flip side of that is don't bring everybody to your mama. Don't do that. Don't put your mama through that. All right. Anyway, next on.
Okay.
That was my tip.
That's your tip.
That's the conversations tip.
Okay.
All right.
And he talks to his mom, and he indicates how he's feeling about Millie and how she really challenges him, and he's feeling like this might be someone he's really serious about.
Right. The mom also says that she does see the change in him, so she sees how he's kind of evolved or grown, if you will, right? And he says he's changed as a man, so we don't know fully what kind of person he was before, but based upon his conversation and his mom's conversation, looks like he's done some maturing in the recent years as well.
Yeah.
So then let's talk to the busybodies of the group, Diamond and Aaron. Aaron, I know you may be watching this. I'm just going to say y'all in everybody's business.
I think we said it last time.
We did, but I just want to drive it home again because it's been driven home again this episode. Diamond and Aaron is in everybody's business.
Well, the ones that they feel that need help, right? I've seen. I'm gonna see. That's how they've been putting it on video.
I get it.
They've been cutting it. Like those that really need help. They've been trying to help them along. And sometimes it's okay not to help people along.
So here's my thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. If you're still trying to figure out your relationship and it's early on, yes, you all have been talking for 5 years, but you had a baby on her 3 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a little curious about some of those dates, mm-hmm. right? And yes, you are older in age, but that doesn't mean that you have the ability to give sage advice on relationships, right? I remember one person when we were at one of the churches we served at wanted to put on a couples event. Now, at this time, we've been married probably about 10, 12, 15 years, somewhere in there. This person that wanted to put on this couples event was like a newlywed. And they were like, yeah, we can help you. Da-da-da. I'm like, bruh, what do you, with 6 months into your relationship, have to tell me at 15 years in?
Well, and also, let's be honest, right? We know how to give advice better than taking our advice.
Right.
So we can't say that they're not going to give good advice and not be sensitive and have empathy when they see other couples. But a lot of times we don't know how to take our own advice.
Or here's the thing. Y'all all just met. Focus on your relationship. You have not seen this person for 5 years except by FaceTime. So take the time that you've been given to focus on your relationship and make that as strong as possible and let them other folks figure out their relationship. Because guess what? The only time y'all going to see each other maybe again is at the reunion show if they're going to do a reunion show.
Right.
Other than that, it's not like y'all are all 5 women that came up together and each of you have, a person that you've never ever met. And it's 5 guys. You got 5 guys. And, these are people that you're meeting just on the show for this little experiment.
Right. But also what happens is we reflect. When we're a couple that may be going through something, it's easier to reflect on another couple and try to help them than rectify what's going on in your own relationship. So that's another tactic of reflecting. Like, okay, I won't work on my relationship, so I'll work on somebody else's relationship because I'm reflecting from doing the work necessary.
Busybody is what I call it. All right. So anyway,
you can call it what you want, but it could be like there.
I get it. Okay. But Diamond does say that she's speaking everybody's opinion. Again, you hit the nail on the head. You are just speaking everybody's opinion. Let everybody else speak their own opinion. If they don't want to share their opinion, then it's evidently not that important.
Well, and see that it comes back to bite her. Mm-hmm. Are we going to do that now, or are we going to?
We'll deal with that when we talk about the whole blow up.
Yeah.
And then she did, as far as just Aaron, she didn't feel like he spoke up for her. So yeah. So we'll talk more about it.
Well, you said you was going to talk about that.
We'll talk more about that. So yeah. So my main thing for Diamond and Aaron is, listen, bro, focus on the toes if that's what you want to focus on.
Focus on the toes.
And keep focusing on the toes so that she will focus on you and not focus on everything else that's going on in the house.
Yeah, because I know and I think that's what makes the other dynamic of it a drama show, right? Mm-hmm. It's reality TV.
Yes.
Let's put it as what it is. It's reality TV. So you sometimes, because there are so many personalities in the house and you are hearing everybody else's conversation, and then you're not up under your man every hour, every minute. So you are building something between these other women because everyone's meeting for the first time. So we all have that commonality. Yeah. So I can see how people get close quickly because of what's common, and you're stuck in the house with these people for long periods of time.
If you want to give them that out and that excuse, go right ahead.
I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm just telling you, this is what happens in reality TV show.
Yes. All right. But let me just say to the producers, if y'all try to have Diamond and Aaron as like hosts of the next season, no.
If they get married, and again, what's going to make good TV? It's gonna make good TV.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna talk about. They're not a couple. They're not a throuple. They're a quadruple. Is that what it is? We're gonna just talk about Chris and Sandia, Jody and Aaron, because that's a whole thing. So, Diamond jumps in talking to Sandia about the interaction.
No. Diamond has to confirm what she believes first.
Yes.
So she talks to Millie.
Yes.
Hey, girl, you seen this? Da-da-da-da-da. What you think about this? Oh, yeah, I kind of see how you can see that Jody might like Chris. Then based off of their interaction, blah, blah, blah. Then
they go to Sandia.
No, then Diamond goes to Sandia because she said, "Oh, I'll go by myself and I'm gonna check in with her."
But Millie was there too, wasn't she?
No.
Okay.
No, because originally when she went to go check on it, Sandia was outside. It was just Diamond and Sandia first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they want to talk about she wants to talk to Sandia about the interaction between Chris and Jody. And Sandia does say that she noticed that Jody is too close and kikiing and all that stuff, right? Millie does come into that at some point. Yes, she does come to that conversation. And Diamond and Millie want to see if Sandia wants them to talk to Jody. Pause. Here's the thing.
Don't do that.
That was the wrong question to ask anyway.
Nope.
If it's her relationship, let her talk with her person about what she is uncomfortable, not about what you notice and what you feel uncomfortable or perceive that she might be uncomfortable with.
Or you need to ask Sandia, do you feel like this is something that you need to bring up? Is this something that you need to bring up with Jody? Not me do it on your behalf. This is I'm not an attorney. This is not a mediation.
And here's the thing. Jody is, if we're honest, in the whole dynamic of Sandia and Chris, Jody is an outside person. So even Sandia's response and Sandia's conversation needs to be with Chris. It does not need to be with Jody.
That's true.
It's the classic thing of if there is an outside person messing with your partner, your spouse, whatever it may be, don't get mad at that person. Have the issue with the person that you're supposed to be in the relationship with.
That's true. Because her response, Sandia's response was, no, I'll talk to Chris.
Right.
Because this is the feeling I'm having, and I'm going to talk to Chris. So at this point, I'm like, you haven't talked to Chris already about how you're feeling about this? So is that question in the back of my head, has these conversations been having, or has she been holding in the conversation?
All right. Or,
well, we find out she's been talking.
She's been talking, right? So he basically, she does, Sandia has the conversation with Chris.
With Chris.
And Chris says, you are over-exaggerating, and calls her jealous. Then he's like, hey, Jody. Hey, girl, come over here. Check this out. You know what she said about you and me? Now, bruh.
Now, okay. First, I would always want to consider someone's feelings.
Yes.
Am I overdoing it? For someone I just met in person, right? So she don't know how you are with women who may be friends in your life.
Right.
Because the first thing she knows when she sees you in person is that you like to hit it and quit it. So she overhears that at a table, of men. So she don't know how you are with female friends because you already established yourself with the gentleman that she overhears that you like to hit it and quit it.
And we find this out a little later in the episode, but there was a night one discussion where, remember, he was like, he doesn't trust women, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to sleep with them. And the other ladies were like, Jody was like, hey, I agree with that, what have you. So Jody was, basically, if I can just interpret Chris's possible thinking, he's like, if it don't work out with Sandia, I at least know I can hit. I ain't got to trust her. Because she down to hit too.
Well, but if I'm thinking from Jody's perspective, because what Jody was saying, she's like, women should think like men.
I get that, yes.
We shouldn't be putting our emotions in it.
I hear
If
that.
we want to have sex, we should be having sex and that's it.
I hear that's what she's saying.
So just giving context of
Yes.
why she was agreeing with Chris at the time.
But I'm just talking from Chris's perspective because I don't trust Chris. But anyway.
I don't know. Well, Chris already says what he does.
Yes.
The question is, why doesn't Sandia believe what he said concerning that?
So yeah, he does say with Jody, because Aaron is there with as well. Jody's Aaron is there. When he calls her into the conversation. Which is surprising.
I'm going to be honest.
It's very surprising.
But they both show up.
I was about to say something, but no, I'm not going to say that.
Go.
Because I don't know. All right. So, but he does say he feels like he's in a room with kids. And Jody says people have been coming to Sandia, putting stuff in her head. I can see some of that just because of the conversation, but I also think that it's a cop-out in some respects to invalidate, once again, her feelings.
And she's not, at this point, this is where she needs to respond. Because I'll be like, hold on, pump the brakes. This is my first time meeting this gentleman that we're trying to get to know each other in person. So I've never seen him around women friends.
Right.
And so with the kikiing and all the compliments going on, and I don't know you, I don't know him well, with those dynamics, yes. Did I have some thoughts in my head? Yes. Did I bring it to Chris, which didn't help validate what my feelings are, but make it even more like, should I be more suspicious than reconfirming?
Yes. So then, what's his name? Chris is with all the guys. And Diamond's Aaron says, look, bro, this could be misconstrued. I hear what you're saying, but just let me jump in, because I'm jumping into every other conversation along with my girl. Let me jump in and tell you that even though you might have good intentions, it can be misconstrued, and you might want to do that. Greg says you need to pay attention to what she says. They're trying to give him some advice that just like, look, if this is a relationship you want to have and hold on to, begin to at least hear or consider her feelings, right? Chris says it's her insecurity. And again, blames the other women. So the problem I have, and the many problems, but the problem I have is that once again, you're not taking stock of what she's saying, and you're gaslighting. You have straight up just gaslit her and everyone around you to say it's her insecurity, that she's over exaggerating, that she's doing all of this, instead of saying that he considers her feelings, right? Now, on the other side of the house, at some point, Jody and Aaron have a meeting with Taronda, the host of the show, right? And they bring up the rumors. And Taronda's like, yeah, y'all giving off roommate vibes. They say they see a connection. I don't know what magnifying glass, I don't know what infrared, night vision, whatever they might have, but I don't see a connection. She says she moves slower.
Okay, but when we're seeing on video who Chris you consider a friend, you seem more open and friendlier with the friend.
Right.
Than you do with the relationship. Then what is missing? Because when you talk about being, when I hear people say they're talking about being slow, that means they have a wall up. Something has occurred. Something's happened where you don't feel like you want to show emotions because that make you vulnerable.
Right.
So if you're saying, okay, in my intimate relationships, I have a problem being vulnerable, then it's like, but you're so easy in a friendship, but you could get just as hurt. Right? I know it's not on a personal level,
again,
but you can still
you just met.
And that's what I'm saying, because you seem more friendlier. I can see if you're giving, and which this is what she does say, because when they were in the kitchen, she said, I treat everybody the same, like all the other men the same. Well, they haven't been capturing it. I don't know who's cutting, who's editing, but no one's captured her having the same energy that she has with Chris. I'm not seeing that with Diamond's Aaron. I'm not seeing that with Greg. I'm not seeing that. Not even with Aaron. And they're not even shooting a lot or editing a lot of showing them together. And they have to be together at some point.
Right.
But what are they doing? Nothing, to the point where this is not even good for TV.
So it's also a thought of, because when you said that we don't see that with the other guys, part of it also is because the other guys are focusing on their person.
That's true.
And they're considering the person that they're with.
That's true.
Now, the only person that could now, if, because he basically said the relationship is done, and that's Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
We got to come back and talk about them. But other than that,
yeah,
she ain't having it. So
I understand.
So, what's his name? Chris and Sandia meet with Taronda as well.
Yeah. And
Sandia brings up the Jody connection. So Gaslighter Chris says Sandia has mood changes. And it's possible. I mean, I'm not going to negate what he's saying. That she could have mood changes.
Yeah.
Get it. She says that they need to communicate more. He's like, no, we don't. I don't agree with that. Because then he says, not all of her feelings are valid.
Right. And then the host was like, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, we both looked at each other like,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
He said the quiet part out loud. He said the part that no one should say out loud.
I was like, dude, that's why you're not in a relationship. And definitely you need to be seeking counseling. If you're going to indicate I can't trust women and blah, 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 you need to find out how to overcome the mistrust.
Yeah.
Because you think you're going to have a fairy tale ending. You're not going to have a fairy tale ending.
Because again, she expressed this in this conversation also. She says that he makes her feel insecure. His response is, that's a her issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says that they are opposites when it comes to certain things. They are similar when it comes to other things.
Yeah.
He wants to see consistency. He says he could see himself with her and that she's amazing. She eventually says she sees a future with him. And Taronda offers relationship experts. Who do you think said they would want that? And who do you think said they wouldn't want it? If you said Sandia wants it, you're a winner. If you said that Chris doesn't want it, you're an extra special winner.
Oh my God. But then he goes, but if you want me to go, I'll go with you. I'll go with you, girl. I'll support you. Because obviously you the one who got the issue, so I'll support you. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you don't see the elephant on your back. I was like, if she was my daughter, I said, you need to let this fish go. You've only been
throw it back.
You only been dating a couple weeks.
Toxic swimming pool that it came out of.
Go ahead, throw it back far.
Because if it was our daughter, I'd be like,
no.
Look here.
No, because he's not going to make you feel this way, and nor should you take it. Nor should she take it.
Yeah. When they treat you the way they treat you, they're telling you how they feel.
Yep.
So let's talk about the non-couple now, because Brandon and Sienna. He says, I forget who he was talking with, but he says
they were sitting down with the host. What's her name?
Taronda. Well, no, before that he was talking to one of the guys, and he's like, he can't win no matter what you do with her, right? But then when they do meet with Taronda, Sienna says they have a great platonic relationship, but it gets bad when moving towards a romantic relationship. He says her lack of listening is a turnoff. Her response is, well, you full of beep.
Yep.
And Taronda's like, what? So Taronda calls her out on her delivery. She's like, you may have some valid concerns or valid feelings, but how you're delivering, that's what's causing the problem. No, yeah, I just sat here and listened to you.
She's like, I witnessed it. She was like, I witnessed it. I'm not talking about something.
This ain't the producers told me. This ain't third hand. You just real life, sat here.
In real life, girl. You didn't know what you just said out of your mouth?
So Taronda's like, you are always on the defense, and you will destroy everything around you. Which,
and she's
destroyed this relationship already.
Right, and she talks about masculine energy. you're displaying masculine energy. And let me say this, just because you're an independent woman doesn't mean that you have to have masculine. What does that mean? That you're rough around the edges. Now, you don't have to be all foo-foo-y and, it's
Doesn't
not
mean you
about
have to allow yourself to be taken advantage of or what have you, right?
Right. Or feel like, oh, I'm being submitted to no man. It does not mean that. This man just wants to be able to talk. And the first thing out of your mouth is you're calling him a B. And he's full of. So how would anyone want to continually receive that when they're trying to communicate with him? This man cooks. He says he got a job. Anyone, come on now.
He has kids that he's in their life.
Right. So, and he's saying, I want to finally get married. And then women wondering why they're not getting married and why they're 40, 45 years old and they're still trying to seek a relationship. I really need if she would put in the work, and that work doesn't mean, oh, I'm just going to stop dating. Mm-mm. People don't heal because you just stop dating and you read a couple of self-help books. Find a good therapist. Why am I snappy? Why do the first thing I want to do is insult the opposite sex for somebody who wants to get to know me? Mm-hmm. What am I still trying to shield myself from? The brick wall I have up. Why do I feel like I have to come after people who are really not coming after him? Everything he said, she even agreed that others had said about her, and she threw stuff at him. If it was the opposite way, they've been calling the police.
I know y'all didn't come here for this, but I'm going to give you some scripture for this. I'm going to give you some Bible on this.
Put some Bible on it.
Proverbs 21:9 says, it is better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house with a quarrelsome wife. In other words, no man, scripturally even, it's like the man is better. The Bible says, it's better to live on the roof than to be in the house with a quarrelsome wife.
And not even all the roof.
The corner, by the gutter, where the tree that's hanging over can hit you every now and then.
Oh, and this is not talking about just having an argument.
No.
This is talking about, I'm coming to you calmly. I'm telling you, this is how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. You don't validate my feelings. You automatically go on the offensive. And then you're calling me out of my name, which then also it has not have him in the right frame of mind. And he's like, we're not meshing. This is not working.
Because, listen, we've been married, it'll be 28 years in a couple of days. Mm-hmm. We've never called each other out of our name. Doesn't mean we haven't been mad at each other.
Right.
Doesn't mean we weren't like, right. But she never called me a B. I never said she was this or that. Wasn't doing that. Why? Because I ain't putting them words out there on her or our relationship. Yeah. So anyway, Taronda does ask, so do you think that this is worth saving? Cena's like, yeah, I think it's definitely worth saving. Brandon's like, nah. He's like, as a friendship, platonic friendship, yeah, I'm good with that. But relationship, romantic,
is dead.
No, we're done.
We're done.
You want me to? Do I need to pack my bags now, or do I just get a vacation for the rest of the days?
Right. And guess what? He's not a soft man. It doesn't make him a soft man because he decided, first of all, to stick up for himself.
Yes.
And that didn't mean him putting his hands on her. It didn't mean calling her out of her name.
Right.
It didn't mean to denigrate her at all. He just said, all right, we're good. And guess what? We're not going to be in a relationship.
Right.
And the men applaud him for man, you really handled that really well.
Because one of them, I forgot who it was, but they said, the fact that you didn't jump back at her, I appreciate that. I applaud that. I think
it was Jordan.
He said, energy doesn't get destroyed; it gets transferred.
He was giving some physics.
That right there, I was like, okay, yeah, that, because he's like, basically, all that would have happened is that you'd have transferred the energy back to her, and be in this vicious cycle. So,
yeah,
that's it for this
wish them
one.
Well.
Yeah, but he's still in the house; they haven't left yet. We'll see if they do. It doesn't. I don't know.
It doesn't hurt anything because, again, they were only releasing people who were physically putting hands on.
Right.
And so that's why we know the other couple left.
Yes.
So
now this would be an opportunity to see if Jody has the same type of interaction that she has with Chris. If she has that with Brandon now, because Brandon ain't got nobody. Brandon's free to pick up the pieces, right?
And I doubt it, right?
I doubt it. I don't think he's that kind of guy. And he's probably like, look, he's rooting for you, the other guys.
He's rooting for Aaron.
One other thing I did forget to mention was Jody was during the dinner, she did ask Chris what happened outside when Chris was talking with Taronda and Sandia, which wasn't her place.
That's what I was about to say. In front of everybody, hey, so how did y'all session go? You know what? Even if the four of them got together, right? Because Jody did bring Aaron when Chris was talking to Sandia about the whole notion and all that. But for whatever reason, I think Jody wanted. I think Jody wanted a little smoke.
She wanted to know if her name came up. First of all, yes. And then who is it? Josh and Shay. And Aaron and Diamond. Diamond dropped the bomb in the kitchen because then she was like, she basically jumped in and said what everyone else had kind of said or was thinking. Jody, of course, capped back, because she's from the west side of Chicago. So she came back. So then Jody, excuse me. So then Diamond, Aaron, Josh, and Shay were like, well, look, we're going to go share the Boom Boom Room. We're just going to go ahead and have a feet buffet in the room.
Yeah, because Jody said, look, y'all been going around my back. And then she goes back to the time that we talked about when Jody was agreeing with Chris.
Yes.
She's like, so from that moment on, when I didn't get on y'all side, you
had it out for me.
You had it out for me, and you don't like me.
Yeah.
Is how she how she put it.
Yeah.
So and she stood her ground. She's like, y'all need to stop lying because it goes from one thing to now I'm tapping him and I'm touching him and whatever. He's like, it needs to stop. And so everybody was quiet, and Diamond was like, nobody else want to say anything. Nobody else. I'm the only one. I'm the representative for the whole group.
That's the problem.
I'm the one that's representing. I got to speak for everyone.
Yep.
No, you don't have to speak for everyone.
That's the problem when you speak everybody else's opinions. Let them speak their own opinion. Speak your opinion if it matters, and then put it on yourself. And then take the consequences for you speaking your opinion.
Yeah. So. Because to me, I'm going to let Sandia lead. I'm going to let her lead.
Because it's Sandia's relationship.
Now, if Sandia says something and then Jody came after it, this is a good time where you're saying, I'm supporting my girl if it got out of hand. You know what I'm saying? If she's going to be in it.
Again.
I know.
We just met these people.
But again,
I ain't going to war for nobody I just met 2 minutes ago.
But we already understand the dynamics.
I get it.
So if she is going to enter in, it would have been after Sandia has said something. That's where, if it's going to fit it there. Because she was out on the island by herself, right?
Yeah.
And then she started looking at her man strange.
And he looking like, I ain't in this. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
He's like, baby, you got it. You got it.
He's like, you were saying it for everybody.
You got it. You good. You
My
good.
opinion, you was giving it along with Greg's opinion too. Yep. All right, listen. That's enough for this one.
Because they're in there. They're like, well, we don't want the drama. We don't want the energy. But you're bringing it up. Like, if you don't bring it up, it doesn't come up, right?
Yes.
And they're sitting at the table. The rest of everyone is sitting at the table like, and Jody's like, I don't care. I'm going to eat this food. I don't care. And everybody else is like,
as a Chicagoan, that's that West Side energy.
It's like, I'm just like, how long y'all got in this house? As long as y'all don't be fighting each other. So get to know your man. Get to know your woman.
Yeah, not everybody else's. All right, that's enough. Listen, I'm tired of this right now. Y'all let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think.
Put it in the comments.
Definitely hit it in the comments. Make sure you support the channel in any way, shape, or form that you are comfortable with and want to do. And we'll see y'all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Bye.
Bye.